Hey gamers, welcome back to Game Master's Dungeon. I'm Brian, your Game Master. Now, I know some of you guys are wondering like, where have you been for a while? Well, long story, convoluted, don't need to get into a lot of stuff. I had to kind of take a break for a while to take care of me, physically, you know, doctor stuff, medical stuff. I'm good now. Plus, I just needed some time to kind of de-res. I was deep into a lot of things, and I just kind of had to take a step back for a bit. There's a lot of stuff that I kind of quit doing, put energy toward other projects. Still gaming with my normal group of friends on a pretty consistent basis. I changed jobs from what I was doing. Obviously, some of you notice I do have a beard now, which is what I'd like to have. My previous job did not let me have one for some ridiculous reason, but my new job says it's fine. So the beard is back, still bald. Why come back now? Some of you might want to know. Well, I kind of got to thinking. I was kind of thinking about like the future, some of the stuff that I want to do, because I still want to like share my love of tabletop role-playing games and gaming in general with you that maybe have the same passions that like my content. I am over 500 subscribers now, so I want to thank all of you that have come to my channel and viewed my content and have enjoyed it. There's been a lot of great comments on a lot of my videos, pointing out some of the potential mistakes that I've made or saying what you've liked about the content that I've done. I really appreciate it. You know, a lot of those, specifically a lot of those like build videos for Mutants and Masterminds, sure, they're not like perfect 100%. It was kind of I made it in a way to kind of maybe get the juices, creative juices flowing for you. Like, how would I do it? Let's see what this guy does with it. Oh, I don't agree with this. Okay, maybe I will do it this way. That's what those were for, just to kind of give you like a stepping stone, really. Not to be taken as like a guide. Like, you want to play a character like this, play this. So, now to that question, will I do more of those build videos for Mutants and Masterminds? Because Mutants and Masterminds has been one of the bigger draws to the channel. I enjoy the game. I love the game. I haven't played it since that subscriber game that I've run. Speaking of that, I actually have the last 2 sessions to upload. I had some issues with the computer as well, so I've got that all squared away. So I've got the files. I've just got to get them edited and uploaded now. Will I make more build videos? Possibly, yes. One of the things we're going to talk about here in a few minutes is some of the new stuff we're going to be looking at, new games, new rule sets and things. One of the things we are going to be looking into is the new Basic Heroes Handbook, which is pretty cool. I've got the PDF. I've been through it several times. It's definitely going to help the newer player, and I really want to do some in-depth videos on creating the character from like the ground up. Because some of the comments that I've got were like, hey, can you take us through like how do you just fill out the character sheet? How do you know how to do this? How do you know how to do that? So I want to do like in-depth videos specifically on from like character concept, you know, choosing abilities, powers, skills, things like that, going through my thought processes on those. I've tried to do those in those other build videos of why I took certain skills or took certain feats or certain powers and things like that. But I want to go from the ground up. Really, it's really to help those newer players or maybe people that have played before but or maybe still having some issues understanding some of the like either like the finer details or some of like, you know, the basic stuff, how to get into the game, or maybe they play but they want to know how to get other people like their friends into the game so they can create their own group and play. Which is kind of what I was really like the basis of this channel was how I can share with you like my experiences and the things that I've learned and the things that I love. So you can take that and share it with your friends as well, and you all can create your own groups and you can all play together instead of having to, you know, go online through using like Roll20 or other programs like that. Nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing like sitting down at the table with a bunch of friends, just playing like a nice fun game, having a few laughs, and having some great memories that you're able to tell your friends years down the road. Like some of the stories that I've told from when I was younger, right? Back in my teens when I first started playing. I still have those memories and some of the greatest memories of my life. All right, so we're going to dive into now. We're going to be looking at some of the rule sets and some of the new games and some of the stuff that I want to, over the next several weeks and months, I really want to dive into and share with you. So I've got 3 things kind of lined up here that I definitely want to go over, and I think some of you are going to be really excited about some of this stuff. I know I'm excited to go over it with you. Some of this stuff I want to get my groups of friends into playing as well. Just, we already play so many systems, they're going to, getting them on board into like a new system, learning a new set of rules might be a little difficult, but maybe for you out there that are watching and maybe been looking for something like this or waiting for this game, or maybe even never heard of it and you're like, wow, that's cool, I want to check that out. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, I know in the Discord, don't forget to join the Discord. It's going to be, there's a link down in the description below of almost all my videos, maybe not some of my older stuff. I've set that up for all of you to come over there, find people that want to play, talk about games, all that other kind of stuff. There's been a lot of talk, specifically last year, about coming up with like a Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super role-playing game. I was perusing the internet, the interwebs, came across this. Now, this is like a homebrew. This is not like an official product by an official company. There's no hardback. There's no errata. There's all that other stuff, right? But this is like a homebrew of a community of people. I will have a link to their website down in the description box below, where you can go and you can look at how they've developed this. You can get the character sheet and you can get this PDF that we're looking at right here. Now, we're not going to go through the whole thing. I just kind of want to show you just the first few pages just to kind of wet the whistle, to kind of get you thinking. Dragon Ball, the role-playing game. So I had the last version. It was 0.5. So now they're on 0.52. They're working on the combat system. It seems pretty solid. It plays a lot like World of Darkness, Vampire Masquerade, Werewolf, that kind of stuff. It uses a D10 system. You'll have a stat with X amount of dots. You'll have another stat with X amount of dots. Add those together for like a dice pool. You roll. You need a certain number of successes based on certain criteria. When we do the actual video where we're going to dive in and we're going to look at this and we're going to talk about it, we're going to build a character, we're going to talk about combat, we're going to talk about all the rules and stuff, then we'll get into that. But for now, just know it plays a lot like that. So if you like that system, this is probably going to be the game for you. It's pretty well done. All right, so this is the special thanks right here. So the Cream Games at tumblr.com. This is the link I'm going to put in the description below, so you can go check it out. It's pretty cool stuff. Looking through it, like it's composed pretty well. It looks like an official product from the table of contents, right? It's got a bunch of stuff. Now I'll tell you, this chapter 59. Those of you that may be like, oh, I'm gonna go download it and read it and get a jump on it, which I suggest. If this seems interesting to you, go there, get the PDF, go through it. When the video comes out, we can all kind of go through it together. The key section is like, if you don't like math, this may not be the thing for you. They do a pretty good job of breaking it down and how to do all the calculations and things like that. Other than that, everything else is pretty simple. So you got your chapter 1. They've even just taken some art from Dragon Ball. Talks about modifiers, using the book, what you need to play, the dice. See, from its design, it looks like a pretty legit book. It looks like something that you would go to the store, you would buy, you would take home, you would read. Pretty cool. Talks about number of successes. It puts in the cool art from the manga and things like that. It's a pretty cool system. It's even got like one of the things here. Let me get to the. And I'm just kind of all over the place. The whole character creation section. It's like every other game, right? You want to develop a character concept. Check with the GM. This is in almost every role-playing game, right? One of the biggest rules is check with your GM. Don't just come up with some character, sit down at the table, hey, I've got my dude. Talks about checking with your GM, because they're going to make the story, and they're going to want you to make a character that's going to fit the world that they're building. Talks about power level. We'll talk about that. It does have a bunch of the races. So what's kind of cool is that they've kind of like made all the races playable, right? Most people think Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. We're like, well, I'm going to be a Saiyan so I can get like, Super Saiyan God or Ultra Instinct or, just the regular Super Saiyan forms, and the humans just kind of like, meh. I think they've done a pretty good job of balancing it out to where all the different races. So the humans, then they have the Saiyans, half Saiyans, they have the Beastmen like Barris, Namekians. They got the Frieza race, Arcosians. You can play Majin, right? Androids, the different types. So you can be the cyborg, inorganic construct, or bio-androids like Cell. Different aliens. What's cool about the alien, don't ask me why this picture's all pixelated. The people that put it together probably took a picture and blew it up bigger than it was supposed to be, and that's why it's all pixelated, I'm assuming. But you can create your own alien, which is kind of cool. So then you can choose the different aptitudes and different racial traits, so you can come up with your own alien, not just something specific to the series, but like a whole new alien, and you can kind of customize it based on your concept, which I think is pretty cool. So we're not going to go too much more into it, right? I just want to give you guys a quick peek, right? Some of this stuff, like I said, wet the whistle, get you guys thinking, get you guys be like, wow, this is kind of cool. I definitely want to check this out. Like I said, I have a link in the description box below. Check it out. All right, so I know that I've talked with a couple of people in the Discord about this game, Warhammer 40,000 Roleplay Wrath and Glory. I've been super excited when this was announced and coming out because I played a ton of Death Watch, Only War, Dark Heresy, like all those games that Fantasy Flight put out. But now Fantasy Flight has lost the license, so now I think Ulysses, I think is they're creating this. Now I've got the PDF, what we're looking at here. I've been through it. It's like super cool. Like if you guys like Warhammer 40K, this is going to be the game for you, right? You can even see on the cover, you got a Commissar, you have a Adeptus Mechanicus guy there, and a Space Marine. You can play all that potentially in the same game. Right? So we're just going to kind of peruse here a little bit. It's got your table of contents, ton of stuff. Huge book. What is it, like 450 something pages. It's got, it's got the story in the beginning to kind of give you some context. Like you could read that and kind of see like how things are going to go, like the narrative. And what's great, especially with Warhammer 40K 8th edition, there's a lot of new narrative out with the Primaris Marines. Primaris Marines are in this book. You could be a Primaris Marine, or you could be like a regular Space Marine. I guess Space Marines aren't really regular, right? I mean, they're still superhuman. Just the Primaris are superhuman? I don't know how. However you guys want to quantify that is how you want to quantify it. Okay? But let's see if we can get down here to some action. So this is the forward, 41st Millennium, introduction, all that stuff. So that's some really great art in it as well. Like these full-page art pictures right like this, right? Super cool. Dark Imperium. More art. Where do we get down? So when it comes to like classes and stuff, oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. So it goes into the rule system, talks about the dice game, uses D6. Obviously, if it's going to be a 40K game, you would think it's going to use D6s, which it does. A lot of different rule stuff here, talking about the dice. When we get into the game, do the video about where we're talking about the rules and character creation and like my thoughts on the game itself, we'll dive into those. But this is just more getting started. All right, here we go. Character creation. So you can play almost every race. Almost every race. You can play there's Eldar. You can be an orc. You can be human, Space Marine. It depends upon, this game uses different tiers of play. Think about it kind of like Mutants and Masterminds, how you have like power level, which gives you so many points. This is kind of similar. Each tier, you get so much experience to work with to build your initial character. Some classes of certain races are only available at certain tiers of play. So like you like at tier 1, you can't be a space marine. I think you have to be tier 3 to be a space marine. So here we are. So these are your list of your archetypes. Okay. So you can see, so Adeptus Ministorum, you can be the Crusader, you could be a Death Cult Assassin, Ministorum Priest, you could be Adeptus Sororitas, the Sisters of Battle, Astra Militarum, Adeptus Astartes, Agents of the Imperium, so you can be like an Inquisitor, Rogue Trader. There's a bunch of human stuff, right? Adeptus Mechanicus, you could be the Scum, like a Hive Ganger. So you'd be like, well, how am I gonna, like, as a GM, like, how would I put all of these different things in the same game? I think it's really kind of designed like if you're gonna play like, if you're gonna build a world, you're gonna build a world and have characters set at a certain tier of play. That all kind of makes sense, right? The Hive Ganger would probably not be, you know, chumming around on the battlefield with a bunch of Space Marines. Not saying that they can't. Just saying, like, if you want to play like a lower tier game like this, where you're a bunch of gangers in a hive city doing all that kind of stuff, you're going to kind of make everybody be, you know, scum. Or maybe even like renegades, you know, cultists, things like that. Or you could play an all Eldari, Corsair, Ranger, Warlocks. You could play an orc game, where all a bunch of orcs, you know, that would be fun. I have a friend that would just love that. And then it's got here, you know, table 3-3, archetypes by tier, right? Da-da-da-da-da. Like tier 4 is an Inquisitor and Primaris, Marine, Intercessor, right? And all the other stuff, different tiers, okay? So this is kind of, you know, if you guys are thinking of getting into this game, just know, right, you're going to want to build, especially as a GM, you're going to want to build a world and be like, okay, what kind of characters am I going to want to base a story around? And have everybody build those kind of characters for that tier of play. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have like a hodgepodge of everything, but I think it's kind of designed more to, like, they give you all these different options, so then you can kind of build like a limitless amount of storylines to where you could have some of those different races like Eldar and Orc and Space Marines working together. But normally in the lore, they normally don't, unless under like, you know, vastly catastrophic circumstances. But you as a GM, you're free to do what you want. If you guys are interested in this, I got the PDF. You can get it from like Drive-Thru RPG. You can go to their website and get the PDF directly from the people that made the game. However you want to get it. If you're interested, get this, because we're going to go over it here in the next several weeks. So we can all kind of go over it together. Okay, so now the last thing I kind of want to give you like a snippet on. I don't have the PDF open. I just went, this is the Green Ronin online store. Finally, the Hero's Handbook. Because I pre-ordered it like earlier in the last year, but then it kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. They kept sending me emails because I got it from Amazon. Oh, it's not available, not available. I was like, all right, just cancel my order and I'll get it when it comes out. And then it came out, and then I was like, I was into other stuff. But I've got the PDF now. You can go to Green Ronin. You can get it for $16.95 for the PDF, which is what we're going to go over. You can go to Drive-Thru RPG as well. About the same price, I think $16-17. Or whatever other source you use to get the book. Get the book. I definitely suggest it, especially if you're a newer player. This is really going to help you get in, build your characters quickly. Because the thing about Mutants and Masterminds, like the 3rd edition, like Deluxe Heroes Handbook, that was designed to give you all of the tools and the pieces to build whatever, kind of like Legos, right? They gave you like a whole bunch of Lego pieces, and now they're like, okay, build whatever you want. Now this kind of gives you, okay, I'll make a concept. I want a guy like a fire manipulator. Okay, here's some options. Okay, then I want this. Take these options. Here's some suggested feats and skills. You know, take this for spend this many points for this selection, this many points for that selection. And basically it helps you spend your points really quickly, and you just take the selection, you put it on your character sheet, donezo. You're ready to go, ready to play, without having to spend like days and days and days trying to quantify, like, okay, I want this guy to do this and that and that and this, and how am I going to make it do this and that and that and this for the points, and where am I going to shave points, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This is really going to help you just get in and get going. I can't stress this enough how great this is for just like a new group. of Mutants and Masterminds players, even for the experienced player. This is going to be a great help as well, because it's going to give you some ideas of, they're going to say you're going to want to do something. You're like, how would they do it? They might even have that sample build or whatever, or those abilities already kind of pre-generated in this book. And you're like, sweet, that's all I need to do. So we're definitely going to be taking a look at that. Over the coming weeks, we're going to make a character using that book, so we can all kind of see it together. And that's where we're going to go from, I'm going to be thinking of a concept, the whole talking to the GM part, and then just filling out the character sheet from blank to complete. So those of you that have had questions about that, that's going to be the video for you. All right, gamers, I hope you're excited about seeing some of those products that we're going to be talking about here, like I said, over the next several weeks. I do want to do more of my GM tips and tricks, more tips for players and things like that, just to kind of help those that are still coming to the channel. Once again, thank you all of those that have subscribed recently, to get me over 500. I want to push to 1,000, maybe more. I don't know. I'm just going to try to keep producing content, try not to burn myself out like I did last time. I know some of you might be wanting or wondering, am I going to do another game? I know I've already had some questions about that in Discord. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about that. For now, I just want to get back into the rhythm of producing content about the stuff that I love, and hopefully to get you guys interested in, to give you guys some entertainment, learn a few things, maybe even show you some stuff maybe you didn't know about, that, like things like the Dragon Ball, or there's a Final Fantasy homebrew role-playing game that was kind of based off of Pathfinder. Yes, I believe it's based off of Pathfinder. There's also Naruto, however you want to say it, RPG. That thing is like 1,000-something pages. It's based off the D20 Modern system. I might go over that just to kind of, I get no monetary, compensation or anything from any of those people. I like Final Fantasy. I like Naruto. I like Dragon Ball. I wanted a tabletop RPG to play with my friends. I guarantee that some of you, at least one of you out there, is probably, yeah, that'd be great if I'm able to share that with you, and if you're able to just have fun and make those memories that are going to last you for years. That's the whole purpose of me doing this for you. Once again, I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for coming to the channel. And we'll be seeing you guys over the next several weeks, talking about this content that I've just kind of gone over with. It's probably not going to have the same schedule. I'm still trying to work on how my release schedule is going to be. I want to do at least 2 videos a week, but I will try to keep you guys as updated as I can, either through the videos that I put out, or maybe even over on Discord. So if you haven't joined my Discord, join that as well. So if I put updates over there, you're not going to miss anything. So until I see you again in the dungeon, I'm Brian, your Game Master, and happy gaming.